invite him to a gathering I host. It's called the Breakfast.
Okay, so good morning. Perhaps good evening to you. Total caveat over here. I am freaking tired. I'm so tired that we're just going to pick up where we left off. No, I'm just kidding. My brain is not working. I'm supposed to come in here with a plan. This is called I'm a darn good dad. A darn good dad. I'm having a conversation with my brother. And by the way, my name is Dove Bear Marcus, the original Digital Rabbi, like legit, like Digital Rabbi, not like the one who's like, yeah, let me just like think of a Twitter handle, Digital Rabbi. But I'm like, no, I'm going to like create like the personality, like the persona. You know what I mean? So like when you're sitting there watching, like hopefully you've gotten to this part and you haven't just decided that you're like, who the heck is this guy, you know? And hold on, this is supposed to work. There we go. See, like a little bit of magic here and there doesn't hurt. Okay, so I got something happened. Like the whole thing is just crazy. What what's going on over here in my life, and just to think that I'm just like streaming out. I'm like you know what? I'm committing to like a live stream. Give myself like my we'll build it into like a time thing so that like within that time I'm gonna share something with you. Like you're gonna come in and be like either it'll be my story or look. So what I do is, especially when I'm tired, I start doing things like with an idea like this is like I'm a darn good dad, and I start working in all these like ADHD things like all over the place. I get diverted from what I start talking about in the first place, and I don't end up getting it done. So real life situations. I was in the emergency room last night with the dude with this guy over here. Now just chill out, lower your voice. I cannot have screaming near this because it's recording. And okay, so should we use your screen name or your real name? Whatever. I was there with Rig last night. He had, you ready for this? Drum roll. Nail polish on his eyeball. Yeah, man. So that was a lot of fun. Irrigating, scraping, you know. But here we are. Next morning, few hours later. Now it's several hours later. This coincides. Thank God this kid, he's okay. He's okay. Coincides with Mendy's bar mitzvah. Like at this moment today, very much right now, this second. Don't. No, sir. Put this back. Excuse me. You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something just to let you know. Just to let you know that we're listening. Right? Now I don't know how that's gonna come through on the actual microphone. Excuse me. Come here, please. Come here. Bring me that phone.
No.
Thanks. So the title is I'm a darn good dad. You know, in my business, I work professionally as a registered nurse. I've been working in home care for 7 years now. 7 years. I've been fizzling out, burning out, but in a way of like what's going on in the field of battle for the past like ever, right? Is this dysfunctional, messed up, wrong attention paid in the wrong places, like wrong focus, big swirling mess of like executives, companies, and rules. Rules are obviously, we're dealing with medicine, right? And like Medicare and attorneys and like HR, and you know what happens? Freaking forget about the original reason why you're doing what you do in the first place. When you forget why you're doing what you do, or why you do what you do, or you maybe never even knew it, but I would say that any registered nurse or medical professional would know why we do what we do. I had that out with a boss once, like working on like in the field, right? In the field, whether it be in a hospital, home care. I try to be vague. So I'm like sitting in my car, and I remember there was like a blizzard coming in, right? Everybody, like, we knew it was like January or something, and sitting in my car, it's getting like the air pressure's dropping. I got like 3 patients with like heart issues that I'm waiting for doctors' calls, and like heart issues, you know what I mean? Like heart issues, like you have to go to the hospital like immediately, or like, but I'm still moving around because I'm going from house to house. And so I'm touching my phone. I get a call from I got my work laptop, like work computer over there, right? Get a call from my boss, and she's like, get into your computer right now. I'm like, hold on a second, wait, I got like, can I just let you know what's going on? Well, it's like you got to do this immediately now, like that. I'm like, yeah, so like I've got like, which of these patients should I choose that I could just let them just die so that we could do this extremely important? Like, this is what I'm like right now. And I was like, I've got priority of actual people, patients, and you're talking about fixing my charting. And she said that doesn't matter. And so I have known it before. I'm sorry about the haircut. This is my COVID haircut. I gotta get this thing all better before this weekend. His bar mitzvah's today. Like, that's when it's all like happening, right? A lockdown bar mitzvah. We were talking. I was like, hey, I call him Jefferson just as a joke. Like Jefferson. I'm like, dude, let's like make an epic bar mitzvah. Like, obviously we would not be able to record anything on Saturday, which is the Shabbos, right? The holy day. But we can give you like a feel for what it is like to become a man in our heritage, in our culture. So this is my first time using this junky Chromebook. It is junky. It is like one of the cheapest at Best Buy. And I'm going to see how it works. The camera is obviously not so good, but you know, it like that's a thing. Because YouTube, like I'm doing this on YouTube, so that's the platform. But it is built around like being like TV, right? But still, I mean, haven't you ever watched like a black and white movie and you're like, whoa, that's actually good? So it doesn't really matter, like certain things. And that's part of the point of what I'm trying to show you. You know, so we've got ways of doing things. You like that applause over there? You want to hear something? Crazy? You see all those buttons over there? Huh? You see the buttons?
Yeah.
Which one should I press?
Yeah.
Oh, no, hold on. The bottom one?
Yeah.
All right, let's check this one out. That's a goodie. So what we do at the Digital Rabbi is we take real life, and we smash it, slap it right into YouTube. That's what we do here at the Digital Rabbi. There's no one who's doing anything like this. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so I was working in a hospital. Like, before I became an RN, I was a chaplain, right? I've got my stuff. Okay, I was originally a rabbi 5 years after high school, right? Studying my butt off. Take a video of me making a video, all right? But you got to hold it steady. Here. Are you done? Are you out?
Why can't you use your phone and I use this?
Is that what this is all about?
Yeah, I want to use this. Please.
Dude, seriously, like, Step away. Step away. Let me finish over here. I'm in the middle of like an epic. I'm in the middle of an epic spiel. So, working as a chaplain, and in my office at the hospital, there was a Presbyterian minister, I'm sorry, I'm not remembering, in my tiredness, I'm not remembering the names of specific Christian denominations. There were no Muslim representatives, but anyway, it's because there were no, I guess, whatever. It's all have to do with demand of, people sick in the hospital, etc. Whatever. What? So there was a minister, there was like a priest, and okay, so there were the Catholic priests who were like cycling in there, and not literally on like cycles, but a couple of Catholic priests, a very like liberal Christian minister, Presbyterian, I think. No, it was like United, right? And then there was also the boss man. He was a Episcopalian. Yeah, Episcopalian. And he was like, dude, I'm like, you cannot do this while seriously. Back off and let me finish, man.
And then after I get here.
What? Every second that you take away from my productivity is seconds off of over there on the flip end, just like in real life.
Can I use that after?
You need to have some self-control and sit over there. You can watch me and listen to it. Sit on my director chair over there. Right there. Love that chair. It's not really a director chair. It's a patio chair that my brother got for me from the store that he worked in.
After you do that, then I'm using.
We're taking more time. Right here.
You're not even answering.
It's very important to me whenever I'm doing this kind of thing that I get around to the original point. There's some serious mayhem going on over here. There's so much going on. I'm out from work. Out of work temporarily. That's another story. I'm glad that the resolution on this webcam thing is of poor relative quality. If I become the next big rabbi rock star, depending on who you are and how you're hearing this, your understanding of what I'm saying, your actual just simple understanding would vary based on so many factors right now. So anyway, back to the hospital, right? So the boss man, the Episcopalian man, he was like, no, not okay. Again, I'm tired. He was like, this was like 10 years ago or more. This was like in this was in 2005 or 6 or like 6 or something. And so we're like eating lunch one day, and I pull out like a flashcard because I was taking classes in community college, right? And I was studying accounting. And so anyway, he sees me pull this piece of technology, and I'm like the Orthodox rabbi, like the Orthodox Jewish rabbi, right? And he's like, what do you like? How can you have that piece of technology? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he says, he's like, he was like, in his understanding was that I'm so old fashioned because I'm Jewish, I'm traditional Orthodox Jewish. I'm so old fashioned that how can I have a modern piece of technology? And I'm just like, dude, the whole entire my whole purpose of existence is to take existing technology or the world around me and just flip it to not flip the technology, but to utilize it to elevate it to a higher purpose. So taking that straight into Digital Rabbi, get your foot off of his head. Dude, you need to go upstairs and take a break. Turn the TV off and get upstairs. So if you're going to, what was I just talking about? Yeah, taking it. So I didn't sit there to explain because he was so like superior and condescending that like I was just like I was like 23 or something, right? It's like my first job as a rabbi. Dude, okay, hold on a second. Get out of the house. Get upstairs. What's wrong with you, man? Go take a break. Go take a break.
Shut up.
Hey.
He beats me up because I fart. What the heck?
But you like to keep things going.
No,
you didn't just fart and then he attacked you. Okay,
yeah.
I look. Do me a favor. Let me just take a deep breath. Let me finish what I started. This will determine. I know what I started over here. I didn't start that. Go get a drink. So yeah, so I was like, don't you tell me how to utilize technology, old-fashioned man. I'm going to take this technology as it evolved. And that was before smartphones were even invented, right? Now everyone's got a smartphone, right? This is an old iPhone, right? I got a junky old little Chromebook, right? Which I might decide like to sell down there on the bottom. Like you could do anything now, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Take that and take like this perception of like, what's a rabbi? What is a rabbi, right? Like, what does that even like? You could buy a rabbi title on the back of a Cracker Jack box. Type in rabbi. What's a rabbi? And you'll get all these like weird like certification courses of like rabbi. I'm like, you want to start making up things about like start making things up and capitalizing on it. I'm like, you know what? Let me show them. Take that technology. Just look at YouTube itself, man. Take that. Look at what other people are doing, like the ones who are actually getting things done. And I'm not saying specifically like rabbis who are getting things done. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about who's like the cowboys of the technology. Like the technology. I want to ride this thing, right? If you're gonna do it, then you got to do it big and well, right? So anyway, those are like just some of my thoughts, but that's not really why I'm on this rambling thing. So, but it's rambling. But don't you worry. I know I'm getting back straight to the beginning. The beginning is wedged in the end, and what the end is wedged in the beginning. And what's the beginning? The beginning is the title. And what's the title? I'm a darn good dad. Yeah, I'm allowed to pat myself on the shoulder. I was up third time in the emergency room in 8 days with like different kids in the ER, like for different like things where the doctor's like, get there now. I'm like, goodness, thank God each time it's benign. So darn good dad. Thank you for joining us. My kids like they're into this thing of like it's got to be a certain length. And so I try to tell them that it's more about the motion in the ocean, but given the different platforms, they do like there is, algorithms and try to hack. I'm like, you know what? My goal is to be myself, to be real, right? We could get to Judaism later, but if you don't feel like you're in the same room as me to begin with, then like the way I go, it's like, then like what do you want? What do you want from me? Like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Ask me your questions. Here. So it's really amazing. You could do anything that you set your mind up. I'm like, you know what? I want to be like the original all-American, like, whatever, digital rabbi personality. Doesn't mean that I'm just like some super holy guy. That's not what I'm trying to say. In fact, that's not even anything of my intention. Point is that first you got to be a normal, regular guy, right? Anyway, we're coming up on the end of this episode. Please be sure, if you haven't, to check below. See, first of all, subscribe. Mega dittos. You got to subscribe, right? So you know what's going on. And if we got some merch down there, go get it. Yeah, you have yourself a darn good day.